Hi, good afternoon to everyone who are watching us right now. Let's do a quick tech check before we start. If you can hear and see me clearly, please type yes in the comment section below. Yes, so please type yes if you can hear or see me clearly in the comment section below. All right? Okay, we can see the comments are coming in. Okay, fantastic. I would like to congratulate again to all the SPM students who just got your results last Thursday. Yeah, we know that you are excited to start your college life. This will be another important decision to be made. If you are watching us right now, you have actually made the right move. So, welcome to another episode of Chat with SEGi. My name is Eve and I'll be your moderator today. We are here to talk about the untold secrets about engineering degrees and diplomas. It's a big topic, I promise. For sure, you'll learn a lot today if you stay until the end of our section. Okay? And of course, with a big topic, we have a great panel of speakers. So let me introduce them. First, our speaker will be Mr. Sri Jayendran. All right. So he started Hi, Mr. Sri. So he started his career in SEGi as an engineering lecturer. And fast forward, he's actually now our principal of SEGi College, Kuala Lumpur. Yes. Over the years, he has produced thousands of engineers all over the world, including Sudan, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Yemen, and Sudan, and many more. Yeah.
Yes.
So hi, Mr. Sri again.
Hi.
Yeah. So let's welcome our second speaker. He's Dr. Theo.
Hello.
Hi, Dr. Theo. So Dr. Theo is Dr. Theo is the Associate Dean of Joint Faculty of Engineering at SEGi Group of Colleges. Yeah. So Dr. Theo is also a PhD supervisor at University Malaya, who mentors a group of PhD students doing leading engineering research. In addition, Dr. Theo is also an active researcher and also a consultant for many engineering companies. Yeah. Okay. So last but not least, our third speaker is Ms. Stella Lau, the CEO of SEGi Group of Colleges.
Hello, Eve. Hello, Sri
Hi,
and
Ms.
Dr.
Stella.
Tim. Good afternoon.
Yes. And wow, Ms. Stella has 21 years of experience in the education industry. Okay. Yeah. So let's begin our talk about the ever exciting field of engineering. Yeah. I find the engineering profession is fascinating when I was a child. Yeah. Because engineers can build machineries, manage complex systems, and even invent new stuff. Okay. So there are actually so many different types of engineering, like mechanical, electrical, civil, and also some very, very fancy titles that we probably never heard of it also. Yeah, so Mr. Sri, could you share with us on the different types of engineering?
Thank you so much, Eve. And thank you so much, Ms. Stella. It's a great honor for you to be here in this show, having a series of chat yesterday and today. Okay, coming back to your question, Eve, let me put it in a layman's term. Once a wise man said, when you can't see, it's electrical engineering. When you can see, it's civil engineering. When you can smell, it's chemical engineering. When it moves, it's mechanical engineering. You know?
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So the wise man that I met is the first day when I was started my engineering at University of Science Malaysia. My dean said this, and it's actually very true. That is in a very layman term that I mentioned. And to put it, to go back to the roots, there are four types of engineering, where mechanical, electrical, electronics, civil engineering and chemical engineering. These are the roots of the engineering. But as time passes by, the evolution of engineering takes place. That is where we came up with automotive engineering, telecommunication engineering, structural engineering, um, uh, materials engineering, minerals engineering, and many others. Like we have like software engineering, AI engineering, robotic engineering. Many engineering actually revolved from all this engineering. But when you look at automotive, yeah, I mean, uh, what do you call automotive engineering is actually a branch of mechanical engineering. Yeah, robotics engineering is actually a cross discipline between mechanical and also electronics engineering. That is where this robotic engineering comes in. Yeah, so in a nutshell, these are the range of engineering that you can enroll. Yeah, yeah, I hope that answers your question. If
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Sri. Yeah, so coming to SEGi, yeah, so we have three different engineering programs such as mechanical, we have electricals and electronics, and also automotive engineering. So probably Dr. Theo, you can let us know what is the differences between these three different programs, and also you see the career outlooks of this compared to other fields of engineering.
I think Mr. Sri have explained the differences among the programs. So maybe I would like to address the question from the point of job opportunity in Malaysia. Based on the IR 4.0 policy published by Ministry of International Trade and Industry, electrical engineering and mechanical engineering are the top one and top two industry which have been highlighted by the government. Besides, our government had also invited a lot of investors to develop the automotive industry in Malaysia. So, with the support and focus from government, mechanical engineering, automotive engineering, and electronic engineering are very promising engineering program for students to get a job after they have graduated. So in SEGi Subang, actually we are focused in the three programs that I mentioned just now.
so, just to add on to what Dr. Theo mentioned, when you look at mechanical and automotive, as I mentioned, automotive is actually a branch of mechanical engineering. So, for students, what we'll normally advise is, if students don't know whether they want to do mechanical or automotive, we suggest them to do probably diploma in mechanical engineering. After they finish the diploma, then when they go into the degree, they have an option whether they want to still continue with mechanical, or they have an option to go into automotive engineering. And in terms of job demand, yeah, so we have a lot of job demand in automotive as well. But let's say you want to have a bigger job, what do you call, variation, like you want to go to oil and gas, you want to go into manufacturing, and you want to go to other aviation. Mechanical gives you a better better prospect in getting this job opportunity. And electrical electronics, this is a very general product if you look at current situation. But we have telecommunication engineering, RF engineering, radio wave engineering. So if student with electrical electronics engineering, they can go into telecommunication, they can go into radio frequency, many other branches in the field.
All right. Yeah. Yes. So in the engineering field, right? So maybe you can probably elaborate more on the career prospects. What is also the future about engineering? Because I think current situation, there are certain companies, actually engineering companies as well. They are actually, some of them are retrenching, since some of them are actually growing, and they are, they actually employ more staff. So probably you can share this with our audience so that they can know better what is the future for them.
Okay, that's actually that's the reality. But looking at it, you cannot be keeping on doing the same thing over and over again. Revolution has to take place. But if you refer to last year's October World Economic Forum, they have actually highlighted what are the job scope that is in demand in next 5 years, and what are the jobs that is going to be obsolete in next 5 years. So based on that, actually SEGi has has actually done a revolution in their engineering modules, and we want to ensure that the engineers that graduate from SEGi is actually industry ready. That's the term that we are using. It's industrial ready. So that's we are working very closely with University of Sunderland. That is our esteemed partner for all these three engineering programs, and we are actually working in terms of development of the new modules and how to ensure that our graduates are employed at the end of the day. Yeah, and besides that, we are also working with a lot of engineering industry partners, yeah, where they gave us input on how to improve our modules, how to ensure that we integrated the components of IR 4.0. Yeah, not only IR 4.0, but we are looking at other elements like, when you look at engineers, you say that they are talking with machines, yeah, so they don't understand human. So in order to that, we also incorporate the PPDs, we also incorporate psychology components into engineering field, so that we want to ensure that they are relevant in future jobs.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sri. So Dr. Theo, probably you have additional info about this on the career perspective.
I totally agree with Mr. Sri. Nowadays in engineering, we are talking about multidisciplinary. So in SEGi College, actually we have developed so-called alternative subjects to enrich student learning experience. For instance, our students who study engineering, actually they can study psychology subject. They can choose one psychology subject as an alternative. They will be very helpful for them to enhance and to improve their soft skills. And same goes to some business subjects where they can learn how to be an entrepreneur in the future. So I think this is one of the strength and the selling point of SEGi College.
Okay, great.
I think if that question may come from some students or parents who fear what the future will hold in career, whether engineering as a profession may die, right? Because some companies, like you say, are retrenching. I think it's true for any profession. If you look at businesses, some businesses are retrenching, some are doing really well. Some law firms are closing down and some law firms are flourishing. I don't think the industry is shaped by the failures of a few. But if you look at the general trend, the innovation that the world is heading towards, and the new buildings, new systems being developed, I'm very sure engineers will not be a dying profession anytime in the future. In fact, I think we will need more and more engineers because innovation is always and going to be an in thing.
Yes, Ms. Stella, that's very true. If you notice, necessity is mother of all invention. Necessity will never die. As long as the necessity is there, engineering will be there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So yes. So, but now with a component of IR 4.0, if the engineers, our current engineers, are just depending on what they learn, the core mechanical subject is not sufficient. That is where, like what Dr. Theo mentioned, we are bringing in IR 4.0 component, which means they need to do certain level of coding. Yeah, they need to integrate themselves into data analysis. Big data. All that has to come in hand when they graduate as an engineer, and that's where we are preparing them.
Yeah. So definitely not all engineering schools are the same. Not all diploma in engineering is the same. Not all degree engineering is the same. So, and that's where I think that decision from students, when you make that decision, you have to know what else are you going to be studying? What else are you going to be experiencing? And given the right experiences, the right education, you'll never be obsolete. You'll never go.
Yes, agree on that. Yeah. And also that we noticed, right, recently that we actually launched our new digital badges, for all our students to gain their multiple disciplines knowledge, and also that's where we offer the electives. So maybe Dr. Chia, you want to elaborate more on these digital badges? What is the usage of it, and what is it will benefit to our students?
Yeah, actually, I think maybe Miss Stella is the best person to answer for this question. Actually, this is the initiative from our CEO, and not only implemented in engineering program, but across the SGC. Right, Ms. Stella?
Okay. I'm sure you can explain it as well. You just want me to answer, right? Okay, the digital badges, we introduced it this year because we find that the education curriculum that we have is very well designed, is very well structured, but it doesn't necessarily reflect the behaviors that the students have shown. They're out of class achievements. So, for example, in SEGi, we like to say that we have a holistic education, right? We educate the students, the education of the head, the educations of the hand, and the education of the heart. So when we talk about head, of course, we know that this is a knowledge, this is a skills, this is all the things that we teach them in the curriculum is reflected in the academic transcript. But there are a lot of things that are not reflected there. For example, teamwork, leadership, for example, confidence level, the ability to do great presentations, oral presentations, be able to communicate well. Where would all this be? So we thought, let's do digital badges, where the lecturers or the head of programs can give you maybe most outstanding speaker badge, and you'll get one most friendly classmate. So we'll give things like this in order to shape and encourage behaviors so that the students can then be proud of their achievements. These badges are digital in nature, so they will be given on it on their blackboard. And thereafter, when they graduate, they can export it to their LinkedIn page or to any digital portfolios that they have and show the employers, this is what I have.
Yeah.
And employers will appreciate that.
Yeah, just to add on to what Ms. Stella has mentioned, we want to ensure that learning is fun, not just very stressful, and we want to make it stress-free. We want to encourage students to participate. This is one way we want to encourage students to participate into a lot of activities. And end of the day, even though it's a small recognition, students feel encouraged. I have achieved this. I want to achieve more. So
Yeah.
that is the most important thing that we wanted to convey to the students.
Yeah, agree on that. Yeah, that is why engineers always innovating, and we also do that. Yeah, we keeps on innovate the way that we want our students to learn more and more fun. Yeah,
It's actually the fun way, learning the fun way. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. Yeah, talking about engineering, I think this is the most parents always ask, which is Board of Engineer Malaysia recognition, which also in short they call it BEM. Yeah, so it's like to gain the recognition, you will usually need a 4 years degree. Yeah, so knowing that, why did SEGi actually offers a 3-year programs instead? So maybe Dr. Theo, you want to share a little bit on this?
Yeah. In fact, Malaysia is a Commonwealth country, and we have inherited part of the education system from British. 3 years engineering degree is one of the common engineering programs and widely practiced in UK, Malaysia, and other countries. For most of the industry in Malaysia, students do not need to register under Board of Engineers Malaysia to practice as an engineer in the industry. For instance, from our alumni record, most of our students are working in engineering field after they have completed the 3 years engineering degree programs. Therefore, this is not an issue for students to venture their career in engineering field with 3 years engineering degree. No doubt, 4 years engineering degree are having an advantage to allow students to register under Board of Engineers Malaysia. Anyway, for those who have completed 3 years engineering degree, they can decide to top up 1 year master program in order to be eligible to register under Board of Engineers Malaysia. On the other hand, our partner University of Sunderland, their engineering programs are recognized by Institution of Technology and Engineering, or called IET. Our graduates can actually register as a member of IET and apply as a chartered engineer after they have accumulated sufficient working experience. Worth to mention, chartered engineer is an international professional recognition. So come back to the comparison between 3 years and 4 years engineering degree. In my humble opinion, with the current economic situation in Malaysia, students who study 3 years engineering degree are having an advantage to shorten their study period and to start their engineering careers. This is very crucial to help the students and parents to reduce their financial burden and to face the uncertainty. In case students find to register under Board of Engineers may be helpful for their career, in any time, they can top up 1 year master program in either full-time or part-time basis to fulfill the Board of Engineers Malaysia requirement. So, all in all, this engineering degree is actually more flexible for students to plan for their career, especially we are now in such an unprecedented time in history, right? So, go back to you, If.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
I can
Yeah,
add to
Mr.
what Dr.
Sri.
Theo mentioned. Okay,
Yeah.
it's actually the students and the parents, they have to ask themselves, what do they want? You know, so if they want to finish fast and to be an engineer as soon as possible, because during this pandemic period, this is the right time for you to choose whether you want to do 3 years program or 4 years program. And let's say during this pandemic will end another a year or two. So by the time you graduate, you will be you will have a job, job ready. But when the time goes by, like probably 2024, 2025, the job would have been saturated a bit. So now the most important thing I would say, in my personal opinion, you need to finish as quick as possible, so that you can secure a job soon. But if you have a concern in getting your professional recognition, registration with BEM, you can always top up, like what Dr. Theo said, do an MH, Masters in Engineering, and get yourself registered. Yeah, and looking at Malaysian industry demographic, 70 to 80% of job is production, manufacturing. The remaining, I would say 30% to 40%, 30%, is on construction, is on power plants. This is where, you need a professional engineer to certify in terms of safety. Yeah, they need to sign off the documents. Yeah, so looking at the job career perspective in Malaysia, 70% does not require this. You can just complete your degree in 3 years, start your job, okay, and you have 1 year extra experience compared to those who complete 4 years. That is a huge advantage for those students who's doing a 3 years degree program.
Yeah.
That's my take on that. Thank you.
Okay. On top of that, talking about the 3 years degree, and also some parents will also ask us a very straightforward, like, why do I choose to study in SEGi where other places also offer, similar programs? Yeah. So, Mr. Sri, maybe you want to share your thoughts on this, because you are our lecturer, right? Previously.
Okay, thanks. Okay, if you want to say why SEGi, if not why others, I would say we are, like I told you earlier, we are actually preparing our graduates to be industry ready, right? And the elements in the modules are very key, very important. Like, for example, there's one module called manufacturing system design. That actually gives you a wide range of knowledge in terms of how to improve the manufacturing system, how to increase reliability in any manufacturing line, how to improve the operation of the plant. So this is very essential for any student who is actually going into an industry. Industry, when I say industry, is like manufacturing plant, oil and gas. These are the biggest players as of now. Okay, so it actually provides them all this knowledge. And nevertheless, we have what a very esteemed partner, which is University of Sunderland, where is recognized worldwide. And one of my students, just to share with you, our student, after graduated, he worked in Saudi, and his first month salary was 15,000. Fresh graduate, yes. He's one of my best students I had. His name is Hassan. So he actually gets 15,000 working in oil and gas. That's actually a fantastic thing. I'm very happy for him.
Very impressive.
Yes, it is. So we have this kind of graduates to prove how great.
And it's not just one. It's not just one, right? You have had many first-class honors throughout the years.
Yes.
And I think when they came in here, they were not high flyers or they were not
They were not.
10 scorers, right? But we have this transformative education system, and we transform students, whatever their academic history and academic background is, to be able to do so well in engineering, right? So that's something great that the faculty has done.
Yes,
Yeah.
true, Stella. I need to support on that. We have a wonderful lecturers, academics that actually have a heart for the students.
The fire for students.
Yeah. We are
Yeah.
getting students, we are like, just meet the entry requirement. And we want to ensure these students excel. So from this standard, we are bringing up to this level. So that is actually a very good contribution or sacrifice done by our lecturers to ensure this is done. And probably I can just share with you one short story, where this student is actually a PMR dropout. PMR dropout went into college community. While he was in college community, he did a SPM, managed to get 3 credits, and completed his SPM level 3, level 4, and came into our degree first year. From a PMR dropout, he came into degree first year and he completed with 2nd class upper.
Wow.
So from a PMR dropout, becoming a 2nd class upper in
That's amazing.
Yes, Stella. That is actually one good example that I can give you. That is how passionate our lecturers are. And now he's working in one of the public-owned college, but government college as a lecturer. So it's a very good achievement, I would say.
And I think that's something that sets SEGi apart. We don't prejudge our students based on what they have in SPM or they've done. I mean, if they have done well, then we're very happy for them as well. But if you don't do well, that's not the end of the road, right? We start life afresh with SEGi.
Yes. I mean, we always, exactly, we ensure that there's a hope for them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sri, Ms. Stella, and Dr. Theo as well. So, okay, let's come to another question. So we know engineering is a very tough program for some, okay. Some bright students also find it hard to catch up sometimes, right? So talking about engineering program being tough, so what SEGi does to really support our students in their learning, not only to make sure that they graduate, but they also graduates in flying colors. So probably, Miss Stella, you want to give us some advice?
Okay, I can say something, but I'm sure Sri and Dr. Theo will come in and fill up the gaps that I have missed. So what are we doing differently? How difficult it is? I think engineering. I wanted to say engineering is easy, right? That's why most guys do it. But no, engineering is difficult. There are a lot of things to read about, so it's not going to be easy. But then again, it depends on you students. What do you really like to do? If you like things, you like to get your hands dirty, because a lot of it is very practical work, then I think this is the right program for you. And once you have the interest to do it, I am very sure our lecturers will guide you along the way. There is so much to learn, but you're not going to be alone ever. There are lecturers who will be your mentor. There are students who will work alongside you and do group projects. So it's a very fun, interactive learning. You just have to make sure you put enough time into it. Just like anything else, practice makes perfect. You just have to read more, do more, make sure you attend all the workshops, all the labs, sessions, and I'm very sure you will do well. Of course, we have great support systems. We have got the mentor-mentee system. We have got a Blackboard, which is we are very proud of the LMS. We have got a library system that works very well. We have got great industry partners. We have got quite a lot of wonderful things happening. And just now, as we say, even students who didn't do so well in their SPM level, once they come in, they really do shine. That itself, I think, is testament. And I think for engineering, we have very high employability rates. Not only do they do well in their studies, when they go out and work, they do very well in their careers. Sri and Dr. Tu, anything else that I've missed out on?
Yeah, basically I've said everything. Okay,
Yes. Yeah. So actually nowadays the engineering education is very different with what people taught last time. We are not longer focused in theory, calculation, mathematics. We are not actually talking about practical hands-on. So actually our partner university, University of Sunderland, their program design is really focused in the hands-on. So knowing that nowadays we are having some constraint to do the practical work in the campus where we are having MCO, we're not able to go back to the campus. However, we are actually venture into the simulation, and I humbly believe simulation will be the future, not only in education and also for the industry. Actually, so through this simulation, hands-on work, actually students can learn engineering easier and faster. Not only obsessed in the calculation, mathematics, and all the formulas. Right? Yes. Sri, anything you want to add in?
I mean, yeah, talking about like what Calvin Chan said, average Joe becoming a first class student. Yeah. So Calvin Chan is the principal of SEGi Subang. So I do agree. An average Joe comes to SEGi Subang, yeah, and SEGi Penang to do the engineering program. Yeah. Even though they're an average student, I believe our dedicated lecturers, they actually put a lot of effort to ensure the student understands. Those who are not there, like probably their physics is not so strong, we are trying to ensure that we give them additional support. Yeah, we identify this group of students, we give them additional support to ensure these students shines as well. Yeah, so it's actually there's two ways. One, the lecturers are there to support you. Second, the fire within the students, the passion within the students. Yeah, so like the example that I say, for PMR dropout to second class upper, that's amazing. So every student has their fire, so they must follow their heart says, and they must follow the passion.
All right, thank you. So I think those who are actually watching us, especially SPM leavers or even your O levels or UEC students that you already got your results and you are not sure, whether to start now or start later, I think it's a very big question for all of you in your head, But actually, like I think Dr. Theo has actually mentioned about simulation, and also mobility. That is what we want to further share with all of you as well. So because our programs, engineering is not only offered in only SEGi College Subang Jaya, we also offer in SEGi College Penang as well. So I would like Dr. Theo to probably share a little bit on the mobility program and simulation that would help our students. You shouldn't be waiting because of COVID now. You can start studying now because we have all these facilities available for you.
Yeah, I'm sure some of us have been in some, island where they have a so-called island hopping from one island to another island. Actually, we have a similar concept in SEGi group of colleges. Students can actually study in Subang Jaya, while they can have one semester to move to another campus for a few subjects for one semester. For instance, engineering, we do have Penang offer engineering. So students can have a city learning experience in Subang Jaya and also a seaside campus in Penang. It will be a good experience. Actually, study is all about gaining experience, not only knowledge but experience. And also, our students are allowed to transfer to UK, our partner university, to have one semester in UK, University of Sunderland. So come back to the simulation, as I have mentioned just now. So I just give you one example. If we are now, we need to put ourselves into the aerospace. How much we have to spend to do so, to have the learning experience? So actually, it is not really feasible to do so. Simulation is one of the best solutions to enhance and enrich student learning experience as close to the reality. And also in industry nowadays, they are using simulation to do a pilot test. So instead of, to try something new, to waste the time in a production line and to waste the materials, it's more feasible to estimate the result through the simulation. So in SEGi College, we are now practice simulation for some of our practical lab. Of course, this is also due to the constraint of the COVID-19 pandemic. So, however, actually, this is crisis may be an opportunity. Through the simulation, actually, you can enrich student learning experience and to prepare for the future trend in the industry. So
Okay,
over to you.
thank you. Yeah, Mr. Sri, do you have anything to add on?
Okay, in terms of student mobility, like what Dr. Theo, yeah, I'm but what Dr. Theo mentioned is very true. Our students mostly they want to experience a UK experience, so they complete their final year in UK and they also graduate in Sunderland. Yeah, so that is something that most of the students are looking forward. So that's the only thing I wanted to add on that part. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think very few colleges or universities do this, right? And
Yep.
to allow students to have more than one campus experience, to have multiple sets of classmates and multiple sets of friends. And really, when you go to Penang, when the Supanjaya students go to Penang, Penang itself, the environment, the employment environment, that's quite different. They have different factories, different multinational companies there, so they do get a lot more exposure. Similarly, for Penang students who want to come over to Supanjaya, there's a lot more different experience, different industry networking that they can do. So definitely a plus point or benefit for the students. No additional tuition fees. They just pay for their own living expenses.
Yeah. Yes, talking about it, yeah. So last week I actually received an inquiry, yeah, and it's quite sad to hear because he's actually studying at somewhere, yeah. Due to the COVID situation, he's unable to, go to college or to university to actually complete his studies. So now he's actually looking for another institution that he can complete smoothly on his degree. So that is why he is actually reaching out to us, and we have this very good facilities of simulation practice, and we will make sure our students complete on time. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a very good one. Yeah. Okay. Then so talking about it, and maybe we can share a little bit of the the study pathway for students, because we said, right, everyone deserve a chance to study, yeah, even though you don't have a good results or what, yeah. So maybe Dr. Theo, again, you can explain that actually we have two different pathway. It's either you join a foundation or a diploma. Dr. Theo, you're on mute.
Sorry, I was in mute. Yeah, I think this is a common mistake that people make. Okay, so come back to the difference between engineering foundation and also diploma. First thing, foundation actually study broader as compared to what you're going to study in diploma. For instance, in foundation, you still need to study science, all the science subjects, including physics, chemistry, and also biology. So for those who haven't made up their mind or what they want to venture as their major in their career, I humbly believe foundation is really a good choice for them to buy time to experience in the camp in tertiary education before they make a decision for their major. But for those who have made up their mind, who want to venture in engineering, for instance, mechanical engineering, so I believe diploma is a better choice where you are not spend time to study something not very relevant. So you are purely venture into your expertise, and you will establish a very strong foundation after you articulate to degree. So from our trace record, usually the diploma student who articulate to degree, they perform better in degree level, right? So I think this is the main difference between diploma and foundation.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, just to add on to what Dr. T has mentioned, actually, I'm a strong believer of value for money. Yeah. So when you ask what is the value that you're looking at, is if a student who starts with diploma, they finish their diploma, let's say 2.5 years, right? And they can complete their degree within another 2 years. A student who does foundation is like 1 year foundation and 3 years degree at University of Sunderland. But if you look at other campuses, it's 4 years degree. So total of 4 to 5 years. So a student who does diploma to degree is like 2.5 years plus another 2 years. It's 4.5 years. But at SEGi, what we encourage students is after you finish your diploma, we actually encourage them to start their job. So another 2 more years, we have a flexibility. We have a flexible timetable given to this working group. So we encourage students to work at the same time pursue their degree. So when they end of the degree, they have 2 years working experience plus a degree. So that actually gives them a very good opportunity to secure engineering job. Compare those students who starting from foundation to degree. So I've seen students who's excelling in such way. Yeah. So
I agree on that. Yeah, Mr. Sri. Yeah, because last week I also received another inquiry that this person actually said he don't want to let go his work. Currently, he's having a work which pays him quite well, and he wants to continue his degree. So he said there's many places that doesn't offer a flexible learning or flexible schedule for their degree. That is why he reached out to us. Yeah, so we also know that, okay, it's a very, very valid reason for students to actually come to SEGi, right? Okay, so our last question before we end the section. So I would like to address this to Miss Stella. So is it the best time to study now?
Absolutely the bestest time to study now. This is the time that most of the world is still under lockdown. Certain parts have reopened their borders and reopened travels and all that. But for Malaysia, I believe that this is really the right time to settle down and to study. Don't wait. There's nothing to gain from waiting. I think last year has taught us that things are so unpredictable. We don't know what to expect. We don't know whether it will end next week or 2 more weeks or even 2 more months or 2 more years. Nobody knows that. As new variants are being discovered, new risks are being re-examined, I think in such uncertainty, doing nothing is the worst possible thing we can do. The best thing we can do is to prepare for our future. And the best thing to prepare for the future is to start your education.
All right.
So students, if you're listening now, simple answer, don't wait.
Yes, I agree with Stella. Time and tide waits for no man. Yeah, so I think this is the best time for you to start, because when the pandemic recovers, you'll be there to start your job, to start your career.
That's right.
Yeah, I totally agree. For those who plan not to further study, but to start their career, imagine how bad of our current economy. You may find difficulty to survive in the red ocean. It's better to actually invest in education, to equip yourself. When the time getting better, when the time comes, you have all the criteria to compete in the blue ocean. Right?
Yeah.
And furthermore, we are ready to support all the students, so in terms of academic and also other supports, all online.
That's right. And our career office is also working very hard to help students who might need to work part-time. They are also getting very good offers for students to being able to juggle both working and studying at the same time.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sri, Dr. Theo, and Miss Stella. Yeah. So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so thank you again for those who joined our webinar today. I hope that you really get a very much clearer picture about engineering. Yeah, I think even me myself also regret why I didn't register for engineering field.
Not too late.
Yeah.
You can still register. You are most welcome.
Okay, but however, if you have any further questions, you can always reach out to us, students and parents as well. Please reach out to us, okay? So we are providing our QR code here. This side. Pointing the wrong side. Yeah. So this side, our QR code and link provided to you, so you can reach out to us, so you can know more our different programs. Yeah, our available scholarship. Most important, everyone likes scholarship. Yeah. Then our also career test to find out whether you are really into this field or not, engineering or different other different fields that you probably suitable. Okay. So yeah, thank you everyone and goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.